for tuning in again from the many lessons that you're going to receive from Mr. TMG. I am the marketing guru, here to bring you some revelation for your situation, not just information. So if you want to learn more lessons on different topics and subjects for you to develop and build your mind, go to my YouTube channel, Ron Harness, I am TMG. Look me up on Instagram and follow me, Ron Harness, I am TMG. Click the subscribe button so that you will receive every new teaching, training, video, motivation that I put out. I want you to be the first one to receive it. So go do it right now. Subscribe. Let's stay tuned for the next piece of revelation that you're going to get. That's from transformation. Ready for the next skill set, helping your prospects become customers or distributors. Let's get started. So this skill is a natural byproduct of following up professionally. If you walk through exposure after exposure, our goal of education and understanding is going to be accomplished. Now, that doesn't mean that the prospect will come out and ask you for order form and application. It's your job to get them to that decision. Now, the key to success in that area is a combination of having good posture and asking good questions. Now, good posture means this: the way you carry yourself, your words and your actions will help your prospect feel more confident in joining your opportunity, or they'll plant seeds of doubt. So in my early years, my posture was terrible. I was trying to get people instead of pursuing the more nobler goal of education and understanding. Now, I know that the prospects could feel my intentions because I was very emotionally attached to the outcome. You could probably say I was a little bit needy. Every time I got to this part of the process, I really wanted to close, but then the prospect could feel my desperation or my emotional attachment, and they would get scared of results, and without even actually realizing it, I started to assume that people were not going to be interested. And that assumption alone started to seep in every single thing, which led to the predictable result of the prospect not joining. Now, most of the time, I wasn't properly prepared. I either didn't have the startup material or the application or the training material that was necessary. So think about the subconscious impact that this had on my prospects. It seemed just about everything that I did projected a lack of belief and a lack of professionalism. Now, instead of asking questions and listening intently to the answers that they gave me, I just talk. I was more focused on being interesting than focused on being interested. And prospects don't like that. Nobody does. So again, I follow the pattern of modeling the gurus. I watch what the best closers did, and I begin to copy them. I interviewed the top performers, and I found out what they did differently. And slowly, I started to see the flaws in my own approach. First, I learned that the marketing guru is emotionally detached from the outcome. In other words, their goal is education and understanding, while helping the prospect make the decision that will positively impact their lives. Now, they're the opposite of needy. They're not trying to get anybody. They're honestly just trying to help people. Second, they're very assumptive, especially in their approach. They expect the person to join simply because their belief that the opportunity will truly benefit the prospect. Now, they have a rock-solid mentality. Now, many of them are sincerely shocked when someone decides not to get involved. You know why? Because they believe in it just that much. Now, third, it's interesting to learn that they promoted themselves just as much as they promoted the product and the opportunity. What I mean by that is they help the product and the prospect make the decision by saying, look, you get me. When they promoted themselves, it's not like they said, I'm going to do everything for you. It's more like, we have a great product and a great opportunity, but I'm going to take this thing to the top and we can do it together. This gives people the comfort to know that they don't have to learn everything on their own. They're always prepared. I mean, always. They have everything that they need to get a person started right on the spot. And fifth, they ask question after question after question, and they're really good listeners. See, they act like a consultant helping a person with a problem. See, the best consultants in the world have to ask the right questions before they can offer a solution. Professionals in the marketing industry use questions as their most powerful tools. See, as you can imagine, it probably took me a while to figure all this out, and that was just half the battle. It's one thing to have the information, but it's a totally different thing to put that stuff into action. And I wasn't as talented as the gurus, but I could model what they did. So I just started to act like they acted. I acted emotionally detached, but I really wasn't in the beginning. I started to act more assumptive, that more people would join, but I really wasn't at the beginning. I started to tell people, and guess what? You get me! Even though I didn't really feel that that was a big benefit at the beginning. I was always prepared. I started to ask more questions and focusing more on being interesting than interested, or you say that the other way around, interested versus interesting. Now, as time went on, I acted less and less and started believing more and more. Let's talk about questions. Now, if you were a consultant and your job was to figure out if an opportunity was a good fit for your client, what would you do? You ask questions, right? Now, in working to help a prospect make a positive decision about your opportunity, you're going to do the exact same thing. But instead of asking, what did you think, which leads to nowhere, learn to ask questions that lead in a positive direction. Did it make sense to you? What did you like the best about what you just saw? Pretty exciting, isn't it? Can you see how this could be an opportunity for you? Of these examples, the one that I use the most is, what did you like best? The answer to that question is always positive, and it gives you clues as to which the area they're most interested in. Now, then I like to say, let me ask you another question. On a scale of 1 to 10, when 1 meaning you have zero interest and 10 being that you're ready to get started like right away, where are you? They'll give you a number. Now, usually it's a number that lets you know that they need more information before they make a decision, or they're leaning towards getting started right now. Now, if you feel that they need more information, then guide them to the next exposure that will actually help them the most. But if you feel that they're ready to go and get started, then ask a series of 4 questions. This 4-question close has produced strong and consistent results over the course of my career. If you learn this and use this, you'll be amazed at how many people you can truly help. Question number 1. If you were to get started with this company on a part-time basis, approximately how much would you need to earn per month in order to make this worth your time? Now, instead of asking this question, most distributors say things like, how would you like to make $10,000 or $5,000 a month? Don't do that. Instead of prescribing what you think they want, just ask them what it would take for it to make it worth their time and wait for the answer. Now, question number 2. Approximately how many hours could you commit each week to develop that type of income? Now they have to go inside their brains and check their mental calendar to see how much time they're willing to invest to get the type of money that they're asking for. Question number 3. How many months will you work those type of hours in order to develop that kind of income? See, this question makes them think of their level of commitment, especially if they want the income from question number 1. Question number 4. Now, if I could show you how to develop an income of whatever their question was or answer was for question number 1, working whatever the answer was to question number 2, that many hours a week over the course of the answer to question number 3 months, would you be ready to get started? Most of the time, you'll get a positive answer. Now, when people say, sure, show me how, pull out your compensation plan, sketch out the game plan, and let's show them how to make it happen. See, there are rare occasions where people will give you unrealistic numbers. They may say like they want to make $4,000 a month working 2 hours a week for 1 month. Doesn't happen often, but it does happen. If you face that situation, you act as a consultant and say, I'm sorry, but your expectations are way too high. You can get to $4,000 a month, but it's going to take more hours and more months than you're willing to commit. Now, if you're willing to change those expectations, we can talk. Now, if you don't get a positive answer to those 4 questions, that's okay. That just means that a prospect needs more exposures before they're actually ready. Schedule the next exposure. Repeat this process when you're done. This skill will actually take some practice, but it is a skill that will serve you for the rest of your career. Now, if you're tired of having too many people thinking about it and not enough people taking action, this will help.